I talked about the outcomes, but how do we measure success? There are a couple ways. Embedded in the experience, there's a pre and post engagement self-assessment, so we can measure right away how much did those 9 lessons move the needle in terms of preparing leaders to demonstrate inclusivity more regularly. Longer term, not included in the program, but certainly options, once you end the engagement, if you want to go deeper and see how an individual is strengthening their inclusive leadership skills, there's a IDI inclusive leadership assessment. It's from a third party, but myself and others on my team are certified to do it. I would suggest doing that as a baseline at the end of the experience and then doing it another year later after, again, a lot of runway with demonstrating inclusive behaviors to see how deeply ingrained it's become in your leadership. The other one, I suggest similarly doing it as a baseline right after a leader completes the program, and then doing it maybe a year later, a team level or an organization-wide level workplace culture of assessment in order to gauge, again, by being a more inclusive leader, is it translating into employees feeling a greater sense of belonging? I don't have long-term results. I have a lot of near-term results. So these are averages, again, from the pre and post assessments of going through the 9-lesson experience. And on average rated 4.8 in terms of overall experience, the personal impact of the experience and the quality of the content. Some of the questions that are in the self-assessment I've shown here so you can see the impact that it's had just in terms of, again, how someone feels in terms of their awareness, desire, knowledge, and ability to be an inclusive leader from before the experience to after. There's a 70% lift in how people rated themselves in terms of understanding belonging and the benefits, 65% lift in terms of understanding inclusive behaviors, 44% lift in terms of confidence. I'd like to see that more, but I think confidence comes from practice, but at least it's a lift. People feel more confident than they did from the beginning. And again, the one that surprised me, and it really speaks volumes of people want connection, especially leaders. Leaders experience the highest rate of loneliness because who do they talk to? They often don't have those trusting relationships with their peers. This builds it. So the sense of connection and trust really, really went up among that core cohort group. And then just some qualitative feedback that also came back from the survey. People like the structure, learn a topic, talk about it, put it to practice, really intuitive, useful across all levels, a lot of practical tools, easy to digest content, an action plan, prompts new ways of thinking, informative, challenging, and fun. We could use more fun at work. Please, please, please.